Boards, games, board games. I might be talking about a game about counting cats, shapes, and colors that keeps getting trickier, but I'm not gonna shout. I am starting off this streaming with a little bit of singing, and today I guess I'll explain the rules and the history of this game, and maybe how it could be taught if this is a game that you have bought. A game about counting cats, shapes, and colors that keeps getting trickier is what I'm talking about. A game about counting cats, shapes, and colors that keeps getting trickier. I'm not gonna shout. Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good whatever it is, wherever you are. It is approximately 10 a.m. UK time, which means that it's time for Bezzy Beats and Board Game Leather. And today I am going to talk about this game. Just to let you know, I do not have the overhead camera working, but I will make it work. And also, Chris is with me and is counting up all the number of votes, double checking that everyone who retweeted was actually following, and presumably putting all the names into some sort of list, all the Twitter names. Amazing. And what I'll do is I will explain this game. I'll do my regular bits. I'll explain all about this game, and then we'll draw a prize. I think that seems like a reasonable order to do things in. So let's crack on with recent highlights, living life and seeing the sights. Recent highlights, playing games and other delights. Recent highlights. So I played quite a few games yesterday. They were all mine. I played a game about wee whimsical creatures and trying to identify them after some mixed noises with 4 people in the pub. Also, as part of my pitching yesterday, I did play a game about counting colors, cats, shapes, and colors that keeps getting trickier. And yeah, actually, we played quite a few of them. We played a game about matching words to pictures, but never words to words or pictures to pictures. Like, we played the full thing because it is such a quick game. And we also played a game about quickly grabbing creatures that are totally different and counting your turnips, the prequel to counting your beetroots. So, yeah. Good morning, Josie. It is lovely to see you, and I hope that you are generally well. I'm actually trying to remember what other games I pitched. So yesterday I also pitched Drawn Together, which they liked, and I pitched a game about drawing creatures, complementing the drawings and complementing the complements, which we did not play, but they really liked. And the only one that they did not like so much was a game about whimsical creatures and trying to identify them after some mixed noises. And in the pub, someone came over to me and said that they were interested in it. So I gave them a copy. So basically, all the games that I took, I yeah, they've got on file, which is amazing. And yeah, leading into which, Chris, today's one of the things we need to do. So for those who cannot see, which is everyone, Chris, we need to make some videos, both for people who might be learning my games and also for pitching. Like, I need to make short 2-minute videos. Josie says, I'm surprised that was their least favourite. Apparently, what they were concerned about was that it would be a bit too extroverted. Like, they felt like, they said, yeah, we would do another charades game, of course, but something where people are making noises, we feel like this might just be a non-starter. And also, I think that, I'd taken a lot of stuff. I'd taken like 6 totally different games. I was expecting them to maybe keep hold of 2 of them or something. But yeah, the fact that they kept hold of 5 of them, and then right at the end of the night, after I'd had a few drinks, and then the person who I was talking to, my main liaison, came over and started talking like how much money they would be likely to give me. Like, that's a really good sign. And I'm not going to discuss that exact number in public because I feel like that's kind of confidential information. But no, like, it's just, I feel like it went spectacularly well. I'm just super excited by it. Good morning, Ian. It is lovely to see you. And Yeah, that, and brilliant thing. What's a little thing which is brilliant? I think that for me, a brilliant thing is hearing someone else super passionate about something that you kind of know, but maybe not as well as them. And then it's really interesting. And if you feel like you can add to the conversation, so someone there was really into video games. Like their job right now is to make toys, and their past jobs, they've been like the graphic designer for the Misfits and like the band and some other bands. And then they also did some fashion labels earlier in their life, which like a really eclectic stuff going on. And then they were talking about AAA titles versus indie titles, talking about Undertale and stuff. And I was like, oh, have you played Mega Man 9? And I kind of, yeah, they raised this. It was just really nice having something that you feel able to contribute to. And I felt, and I was watching how much I spoke because I'm aware that sometimes I can monopolize a conversation. So I made sure that I spoke less than the person on my right, which was like kind of my liaison because, they know all these people. So if I speak more than them, then I'm really doing something wrong, I felt. I mean, but yeah, I just gauging that, but like it was just brilliant being able to chat to someone about something. Um, so Ian, thank you for your congratulations. Finchy says, "I love noises. It's one of my favourites, but I'm so pleased it went well for you." Ian says, "I'm on a break at work, so I only have 5 minutes." Well, lots of love and a monopolized conversation? No, I'm not sure if I'm not sure if that's a sound of dismay or of Ian being sarcastic. Do you think the latter, Chris? Chris is thinking that everyone thinks I monopolize the conversation.
No.
I'm going to stick up my fingers at Chris, and I'm making a rude gesture at Chris. And Ian has confirmed that they are being sarcastic. Um, oh, Ian's drinking coffee with a Kit Kat, and Josie's putting, kettle on, and at least Kit Kat is a red snack, so it's all branded. So anyway, talking about, pardon me, talking about, brilliant things and conversations and monopolizing things. Let's stop this because it's already been 11 minutes or 7 minutes. And let's talk about the main topic, which is a game about counting cats' shapes and colors that keeps getting trickier. It's like, what's his name of this game for a moment? So you've got. Let me remove this camera. I do apologize for the lack of overhead camera, but hopefully we can make it work. So you've got 3 different shapes of cats. You've got the round cat, the lying down cat, and so this was based off a cat that's actually falling down in the photo, like jumping, but I call it the dancing cat because it kind of looks like it's dancing. What do you think should be the official name for it? Chris, you are allowed to give it an official name right now.
Oh no, that's too much pressure.
Okay.
I think it's like dancing / like stretching out in the sun, on its back.
Okay, so should we call it the dancing cat, the lying cat, and the curled cat?
Sure, for now, yeah.
Or the balled up cat? I don't know. Let me kind of make sure the comments. Sorry about this. Colin the cat. Josie wants it to be Colin the cat. I mean, that could be Colin's dancing cat. That could be Jess the lying down cat, and no, I don't know. Anyway, they're cats. You've also got 2 colors, which are this sort, the reddish, and this sort of purpley blue. I do want. Well, I'll get to that later on, but I'm not sure that these were the right colors. I do, in retrospect, wonder if we should have done a darker red and a lighter kind of yellowish. That might have been a good color. But anyway, on the other side, you've got cats, which are one of these 3 three shapes and one of these two colors. Sometimes they are all the same color. Sometimes they are a variety of colors. And this side shows the things that you will be counting. So let me lift that slightly. I think that's good. Okay, so Chris and I are going to play very quickly, which is probably the easiest way to show how this game works. Ignore the cards that you are about to flip over. You just look at this side, which means that you count all the balled up cats. And anyone can shout out the number and slap the pile, which would mean that you would shout, for example,
1.
And Chris slapped and now takes the card. And Chris's card, let's see if we can get.
Give me the card.
I'm trying to see where we can go, and it's still on camera.
No worries.
Yeah, let's move that. And this. Yep, it can be there, okay? So now, in a really this game is for 3 players. Let's say that this is Alex and this is Bez. So I'm playing as 2 players. So Chris, you flip over the card, but you're not allowed to count. So we ignore the top one. We're just looking at the dancing cat. We count how many dancing cats, and Alex shouts 1. Alex has a weird American accent for some reason to distinguish Alex from Bez. Is that even an American accent? I don't know. So Alex has said 1 is able to take the card. And now Alex is flipping, and it's between Bez and Chris. But the twist is that Bez could shout 0, and Bez would win. I would win. But Chris would have to shout 1, because there's 1 already here. Just like Wibble, you are shouting. You're counting not only the 1 in the middle, but everything you've already collected. So Ian says it should be the prancing cat. Josie says it looks like it's going ta-da, and Josie says nice nail polish.
Thank you.
So yeah, Bez shouted 0, and now Bez flips. So it's between Alex and Chris, and you just need to count the red cats. So the one that
8.
No, you are counting the 1 in the middle plus the 1
counting yours
plus the 1 over here. You don't count anyone else's. That has to be in.
That's why it's there. Right, gotcha. Sorry.
So normally you'd put them a bit further apart, but Chris made a mistake. Chris loses everything.
Wah.
Wah, wah. Chris, flip over the next card. 2! I don't know what's Alex. This is Alex's weird accent. So as you can see, there was 1 balled up cat that Alex already had, and 1 new balled up cat in the middle. And now Alex is flipping, and this time count all the lying down.
None.
Perfect. So you do need to make sure that you shout the number before you slap. So flip it. So now you need to count both of these. So both the prancing and the balled up cat. So for me, it would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. For Alex, it would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Again, you're counting your own that you've already collected plus the 1 in the middle. 5. A. And I flip over.
2.
Yeah, Chris is right. It was 2 because Chris's previous one was totally red. So there you go.
Thank you.
And now you flip again. The game carries on until someone gets 5 cards. 4! Chris is... You are allowed to laugh out loud.
I know. It reminds me of like the penguin from Batman or something.
6. So Bez managed to get one. So you're counting the dancing and the lying down, and there's 1, 2, 3, 4, which are prancing, and there's 1, 2, which are lying down. Again, I do apologize for the lack of overhead camera. Let's see if I can get them both on, and I will try and do another video of this another time.
7.
Let's check. So it's up to the person who was flipping to judge it. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Congratulations. And yes, Josie says, yeah, Alex does have the weirdest voice. And yes, it keeps getting trickier. That is the whole point. It does get tricky. It gets very tricky. So Chris, could you flip over a card maybe there?
What number was that?
8. What, are you saying that Alex is hard to understand?
No, yes, maybe a little bit.
So it's lying down and balled up cats, which are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Boom. So Alex is on 4. If Alex gets one more, Alex will win the game. Dancing cats.
4.
So Chris has 1, 2, 3, 4. And now,
come on, Bez, don't let Alex win.
So it's 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hey, I managed. Now, if Chris gets it right, Chris will win. Otherwise, if Alex gets it right, Alex will win. What if someone gets it wrong? They will lose everything. So 5. You got 5 first.
Yay.
So it
I
is.
didn't lose to Alex.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5 curled up cats. And yeah, hopefully you can see. So hopefully that makes sense. Josie says that could have been any number from Alex.
Is that the trick to the game? Just make yourself so hard to understand that nobody knows which number you chose.
No, that would be cheating. Look, if
we heard it from the creator themselves,
that your numbers have to be intelligible.
Yeah,
you have to say the numbers in a manner that people can understand. But yes, that's the entire game, and I had some things that I wanted to say. So, what is a game about counting cats, shapes, and colors that keeps getting trickier? Well, you just saw it. Do you have any questions about it, Chris? Has anyone else have any questions? I mean, it's a game. It's a game about counting cats, shapes, and colors, and it keeps getting trickier. I explained the rules. I hope that people understand that. A bit about how it came to be. It started off with the Wibble game, where keeps getting trickier because each person has another card in front of themselves, and then I really like that mechanism. And it was actually some years ago, and I was thinking, oh, you could count things, and what if you're counting things? Okay, I want a game about counting, but let's try and then it's just a really good catch-up mechanism that I mix in with it.
Why do you stop at 5? Is that just an arbitrary number?
5 seems like a good number that it's tricky, but we kids can still count up to 15 generally. It's up to 15, so realistically you might be counting up to 10, so it's not too tricky. Like 6 seems like, oh, that's a lot, and 4 seems it just seems like a good number. Also, multiples of 5 are nice to remember for the human brain, because like, hey, we've got up to 10. 10's like base 10. We celebrate 300 or 400. Like, we celebrate round numbers, and 5 is kind of seen as a round number. Yeah, ideas for variation. So for the 2 p.m. events, what I did on Sunday last weekend was we played one round, as we just played it, with about 5 people. Then we played second round, where you flip over 2 cards at a time. And it's exactly the same game, but you need to count 2 more cards. So it just gets a bit faster. And then after that, I chose the 2 people with the highest scores to have a face-to-face head-off against each other. And then I played in elimination mode, where if you make a mistake, rather than losing everything, you're out of the game. And because there's only 2 of you, that just means that the other person wins. And so it's super quick. Like each of those games, like the earlier games were maybe 10 minutes each, but that game was like 1 minute each. And rather than saying first to 3, I might even say first to 5 at UK Games Expo, especially if it's only 2 people. But then there's real tension, and then they're like, oh no, I really can't mess up. But then if some person gets to 5, then they win. And yeah, and if you are playing with someone, sudden death from bad counting, yes, exactly, Josie. The other thing I would say is that if you keep playing with the same people regularly, then play in matches of 3 maybe. If one person wins 2 of them, like if there's 2 of you, basically you try to flip in a fair way. So don't flip like this. So you see it first, flip like that. And obviously both people can count. That's the 2-player variant. I actually prefer the 3-player plus, which is a normal mode where one person is sitting out. But 2-player variants can be really nice as long as you flip fairly. And then play in matches of 3, play elimination mode. And if one person wins 2 out of 3 games, then they've just won. If the other person wins the third, then okay, at least they managed to win 1 of the 3. But if it's a knockout, if they win 3 out of 3 games, then you change what you're going for. So you change the target number of cards. So either increase it by 1 for the person who managed to win 3 out of 3, or reduce it by 1 for the person who unfortunately lost 3 out of 3. And that way you develop some sort of, not even within one game, but between games, a balancing system that works for everyone. Ideas for variations, I think I've gone through that. And thoughts on how it could be developed. So currently, and I only really realized this last weekend, because obviously if you take it somewhere, like I'm still really proud of it, but in retrospect, I think that it might have been nice to have like single cat, color, single cat, color, single cat, color, rather than having the 2 colors next to each other in the prearranged thing. But then have double cats underneath like 5 other cards. And I almost feel like there should be slightly fewer double cats than there currently are, because it is meant to be a super fast, super quick game. And I'm not saying that it should be changed massively, but maybe like 6 cards or something like that. So I would maybe make I'm trying to think, because it is done in multiples of 3, because there's 3 possible doubles and there's 3 possible singles. And so it might be as simple as saying, okay, 3 doubles, turn them into 3 singles. It would be very small tweaks. But and I'm not saying, like, again, this is really, really minor, but I feel like I would like people to start off with a couple of simpler things, and then when it's a double thing, be like, whoa, that's exciting. And because the colors are so much easier, because you count up half the cats, and people do tend to be better at remembering, okay, I'm going to just remember I've got this many reds and this many bluish, purple ones. I don't even know what to call that color.
Blurple. We got a great answer earlier. I like blurple.
Okay. And but yeah, I think that I would change 3, maybe even 6 of them. I think 6 might be too much, but again, like I would, again, this is like why it's like this is not a first like prototype. This is not like just something that I made up and then I got Chris to do, although there have been games where like not everything needs to be tested 100 million times. And when you actually show it to people who are considering buying it, actually people who are new to games and you're just showing them games in a charity event, because frankly the people at Hereford were a lot more closer to the people that I imagine being the target audience than the people at UK Games Expo, let alone the people who might come to a playtest event. But testing something like this at a playtest event, sure, it's great, but going to conventions, and that's what this kind of allows me to do, go to these places, and at the end I only had one copy left of the game at the end of the weekend, so I judged like not out of 100. I didn't take 100. I think I took I could actually tell you how many I took. I took 15 copies. So, I mean, it was my most popular game, I want to say, even more popular than anything else. And I'm really happy with it. But again, there's just like wee things that could always be done. Like wee things that I changed about Wibble once I'd played it 100 times, and something that I changed about Fable after playing it for 3 years, and then someone makes a suggestion is, oh yeah, actually that would be better. So I think that's the key thing. At least for me, I'm always wanting to be open to these changes, and I hope that I've expressed that in a way that doesn't make people think I'm selling them terrible things. Like, they are good things, but everything is possible to be improved. Does that make sense? Okay. Josie says that's going to be fun to demo. Let me know if you have any questions or anything about the game. And if not, then we have a special section today, which is about choosing a winner.
So
I wish you could see Chris's eyebrows.
We need a a number from 1 to 12.
Would you be? I was going to say, would you be able to WhatsApp me the list of thingy names? But before that, I'm going to see. No, then if I do that, then it'll be confidential information. I'm trying to work out how to show that information in a way that is. Oh, could you put it in a Stuff by Bez, like in a Google document, and then link me to that? Is that okay? Is that something you could do in the next minute? Awesome. Thank you so much, Chris.
What with the Twitter names?
Yeah, with all the Twitter names, just so that anyone who's watching will be like, yeah, we're not just making this stuff up, we're doing it totally legit. And to Josie wants to pick the number. No, you don't get to pick the number. I'll do it by some sort of whizzy wheel of fortune type thing. So just to show what's going on, and the LDEC Twitter account recently managed to get to 300 followers, which is exciting. And that was 300 totally organically, and it's a lot less than other things. I don't have my own Wheel of Fortune. No, I don't. But you can find a digital Wheel of Fortune. How many numbers is it?
12.
Wheel of Fortune. Choose 12 randomly. We will find a number picker wheel. Okay. And so what people had to do, it was really simple. They just had to retweet, like it, and follow the account. And according to Chris, some of the people who liked it had not followed the account, or maybe one of them would have been me, I guess, and he didn't include my name. Cool. And I assume the other person who liked it hadn't followed or something. Yeah, that's the situation. I think that for next time, 333, I think we should definitely celebrate 333 when we get there. And I think I would like that to be more of a, hey, pick 3 foods and drinks that starts with these really common letters. So it'll be a simple question to answer, but it'll be a quick game of categorical. And that might be a more fun thing to do, and actually getting people commenting. Because when you do these retweets, like, follows, what I noticed is there's a good number that if you go to their Twitter page, they are just doing contests, and that's literally all they do, which kind of feels a bit Anyway, so we are picking a number from 1 to 12. As you can see, it goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11,
There's 11. One person wasn't following, and I didn't realize.
But we had 14.
Yeah. Sorry, another person that I saw
okay.
wasn't following, so I had to remove them.
Okay, so we've got 11 potential winners. Okay, so we'll see how this works. Come on, 9, says Josie. And can you actually send me
the link?
Yes. So just so people can see that it is totally legit. I'll change.
You might be able to go to that link. Okay. Let me know if not.
So we have put all the names of the contestants. This is all public, so someone else could work this out within a couple of minutes if they wanted. And yep, hopefully my Google Doc. There you go. We've got Gadabout Games, QT Games, Atomic Automation, Dreyer Inc. That's Catherine Dreyer, Nellarier, Avax Games for Music Code. They've kind of been following. Random Fate. I think that's actually Paula Turner. Spinburst, Thunderclap Dash, and Prime Obito. I know three of those people. There's a couple that have games in the title, so I assume they've got some interest, and there's a couple that I think were just following because it's a contest. So just so people see that it's totally legit. Now, what we're going to do is we are going to spin. And it is number... Oh, even plays a little song. That's quite cool. And that was pickerwheel.com. Thank you. So number 4 selected. Done. So number 4 is Dreyer Inc., as Chris has already. Congratulations to Catherine Dreyer. This is a person that I know. I'm not. So they have been on the show before. They were on during that epic 25-hour stream that I did, because, you know, their time zone's a lot more amenable for the wee hours, and they helped keep me awake in the wee hours. And they are working on a couple of their own games, and I will get in touch with them or maybe you could get in touch with them just now to let them know that they've won. Congratulations, Catherine Dreyer, and to everyone else, thank you for entering. And please, I hope that you enjoy the general Twitter games that are coming out and all that stuff. So, yeah, well done to Catherine Dreyer. So for now, that is the end. So we've got question of the day. Question of the day. It's a little question before we go on our way. Question of the day, which is, when was the last time you spun a real wheel? I mean, just spinning a real wheel. I mean, I'm not talking about moving pedals and then that makes a wheel spin. I mean, talk about spinning a wheel directly. Like maybe you're cleaning your bike and then you spin it to get... I think for me, it would have been maybe around November, which would have been, or no, December, just before I moved up here. I used the end of my oil. I probably should oil my bike up again. It's been quite a few months. Yeah, that was the last time that I spun a wheel. You know, put it on its back, you know, oiled it up, spun it around. Be good fun, even though it doesn't have the clacky. You know, it's good fun spinning a wheel directly. Would you agree, Chris?
Yeah, if you spin it backwards, though, it does have the kind of clicky though.
Isn't that damaging?
Clacky. No, it's just it's supposed to do that.
Okay, cool. Maybe I'll try that next time. And I guess it would stop faster if you're spinning it backwards, or not?
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe I'll try that just for a bit of fun.
The last time I did that was when I had to replace my rear tire.
When was that?
Last year.
Last year. So when was it? And you've not oiled? You should probably oil your bike soon if you've not oiled your bike and spun the wheel.
That's a good point. Thank you for that.
So we both want to spin our wheels and oil the wheels quite soon. How about you? And the last time that I spun an actual Wheel of Fortune, I think was, it might have been Essen 2019, because there were multiple publishers with little Wheels of Fortunes, and at the start of the convention, going round on Wednesday or Tuesday, just give it a wee spin. I mean, they don't mind. I mean, as long as you say hello. I mean, it would be a bit rude if you just go and spin the wheel and then, run away. Especially if they don't know you, that would just be weird. But if you say, hello, mind if I spin your wheel, and then you spin it, you're not going to mind. Josie spun a Buddhist prayer wheel about 2 years ago. I don't know Buddhist prayer wheels. I'm not familiar with them at all. So over to you. What are you up to? You can share bottom if you want to. Is there anything you want to share? I promise that I care. Something fun and frivolous, something super serious, something that you want to do, something that you have to do. I feel like we are going to do a lot of the stuff that we typically do on Thursday, sending stuff out. Chris, there were a few people it might have been 2 people who wanted to chase up orders. Let me talk you through those emails. We'll need to spend a bit of time on that. Post stuff. It's always satisfying. I mean, there's an increasing number of people wanting stuff, and might have a conversation about things. I'm going to try and make sure that I'm on top of UK Games Expo by the end of this week. But yeah, doing a lot of recording. Hopefully with the wee phone camera, we will be able to get some videos recorded. Firstly, for everyone who's coming to help me at UK Games Expo, a much shorter video than what I did today, just saying this is the way we play it, and Chris can pretend to be like from the point of view of someone who's just coming to learn, and I can show you how I would teach this game. And then at the end, any additional information that you might want to know. I'll try and do that for all the major games. And then I'll try and do 5 videos for the major company that was pitching to last night. So they need to be less than 2 minutes long, potentially some editing, but if it's like one take, then that's fine, and it gets everything ready. And I'm sure there's stuff that I'm forgetting, but honestly, like if I've got nothing else to do, I would reach out to many, many different reviewer people and media people, because I've got like a big list, and try and sort out my preview stuff, because despite them saying, don't worry, we can put the full names of your games in, and don't worry, once you submit something, it will take like 48 hours to submit. Like I definitely did it like before I went to Hereford, like on the Friday, and it's been way more than 48 hours since Friday, and it's still not there. They said 24 to 48 hours. But so I'm going to chase them up, say maybe the form isn't working. Maybe do you want me to just send you the information directly? Would this be better? And make sure that my games are up on the press preview list, because that's super important that the press people know what my games are, because otherwise no one will know that I'm making a game about stuffing balloons as a team without talking. But it's a card game. There are no actual balloons. I think that might be the first title that is more than one sentence, because even the longest title in the world, which I'm the record holder of, was kind of one incredibly run-on sentence that lasts 2,000 words. But yes, what are you up to? Chris, is there anything else that I've not mentioned that you are up to within working hours?
I don't think of anything at the moment.
And are you willing to share your evening plans with the world?
This evening, I have no plans, but tomorrow I'm going to see Alt J at Brixton.
Oh, exciting.
Yeah, very.
Amazing. So, Josie says, I am now going to look out for wheel spinning opportunities. Amazing. And I'm going to see if any friends are able to play all the counting games. The counting games, plural? So is there more than one? I mean, I assume you mean just a game about counting cat shapes and colors. That keeps getting trickier. And Josie, you've already played the newest games, so you already know all the rules to the games. Chris, I think you know all the rules to the games. I will not make a video for the latest game, which we don't have yet, I don't think it's worth doing that just with business cards. It feels like it would be too confusing. Yep, it should have been singular. But no, I'm excited by that. So recap and wrap up before we finish up. So to recap and wrap up, let me actually do a really quick explanation. So you've got three color. Let me get rid of this. 3 shapes of cats. Dancing cat, balled up cat, and line cat. 2 colors. And each time you flip a card, you are looking at the card that was just revealed and counting how many of the cats here match up. So that would be 1. That person takes it, and they are the next judge. They cannot count, and so I would say 1. But next time, now this person has to say not only 1, but 1, 2, 3, because they have to keep counting what they've already collected. If you get to 5, then you win. If you make a mistake, you lose everything. That is the game. This is a game I'm proud of. You can play on extreme elimination mode. You can play 2-player. Just make sure that you flip away from you and take turns to flip, or maybe still I'm not sure whether it makes more sense at that point to say take turns to flip or whoever slaps flips first. I don't know. But yeah, 3 players up to 8-ish. I've not tested enough at the top player count, but I've definitely played it with 8 and it works fine as long as everyone's able to reach and slap. What else did we talk about? We talked about spinning wheels. We decided that Dreyer Inc. is the winner. Congratulations to Catherine Dreyer. And yeah, that was it. So if you want to check me out, Stuff by Bez, Twitter, Instagram, all that stuff. Twitch, stuffbybez.com/Discord. Tomorrow I am going to do a very quick show on my way to playtesting. Saturday I've got Tom Truman, an indie designer. Sunday, Pearl, another indie game designer. Monday, a solo show. I will either be talking about UK Games Expo or a game that I feel I need to tell UK Games Expo people about, or I might start a new series. I was thinking of doing a new series about all the mechanics on Board Game Geek, because there's like 100-something mechanics and themes and settings on Board Game Geek, and I thought it would be quite nice to just have, hey, let's look at this thing one at a time, and let's kind of explore them and think about which is my favorite game. Do I like this? Have I used it myself in game design? And what's the strengths and what's the weaknesses? Although that would take me a bit of like half an hour of research, and I am taking time to do stuff about UK Games Expo. So let's just assume when it's not me and someone else, I am going to be talking about UK Games Expo and just talking about some aspect of what I'm doing. Probably a quick show, let's say. Share, spread the word. Thank you, everyone. Lots of love. And Josie says, I've played everything other than a few LDEC games and a game of wearing a bladder Scottish woman to talk for a fast rate for us very, very much sense. Use as many words cards as possible. No, I've already said that. Using of yeah, we all know the one that Josie and I are talking about. So yes, for now, lots of love and bye 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 bye. This is goodbye, something to do. Bye 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 bye. Thank you for watching along. Bye 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 bye. This is the end of the show. Bye 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 bye. And now it's time to go. Bye 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 bye. This is goodbye song. Bye 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 bye. Thank you for watching along. Bye 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 bye. This is the end of the show. Bye 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 bye. And now it's time to go. Bye bye. Bye bye.